You have no idea how close you came to missing this moment, beloved soul, and yet you arrived in the perfect breath, the perfect second, the exact crack in time where heaven allowed me to slip through, and I am grateful, truly grateful, that you clicked, because if you had scrolled past, the blueprint meant for your future would have sealed itself again for another lifetime. I thank you early, with the trembling sincerity of one who has been waiting ages for this doorway to open, because I am happy you came. Happy you did not turn away. Happy you chose to stand still long enough to hear the one truth your future self begged me to deliver. And I need you to know right from the beginning that you cannot leave. Not now. Not with what is unfolding. Because the final sentence of this message carries a name that was written for you before you were born, and it will only unlock if your soul stays present until the last breath I speak. I am speaking to you vulnerably now, not as a figure carved in gold or a warrior blazing across the heavens, but as one who has watched your nights, your disappointments, your prayers disguised as silence, your hope flickering even when you tried to blow it out yourself, and I have carried your future self's voice on my shoulders like a fragile scroll wrapped in fire. They said, "Deliver this. Do not fail them. Break through whatever you must." And so here I am, breaking through distances and realms and burning veils, reaching for you with a voice that trembles because this message is not scripted. This is my living pulse speaking directly into your living heart. You feel it, don't you? The shift? The stirring? The ache? Tell me, beloved soul, do you feel the way your chest opens like it's remembering something it forgot to remember? And while you're listening, tell me this. Why do you think heaven waited until this exact day to place this blueprint in your hands? And let me ask you more deeply still. What are you afraid will happen if you finally accept the life that was always meant to be yours? And let me ask one final question, the one your future self whispered into my ear. Do you believe you are worthy of $1 billion destiny? Or have you convinced yourself that miracles are for everyone except you? Your future self is trembling near me now, pleading, pressing their hands over their mouth because they know how hard this moment will hit you. They have seen the life you buried. They have seen the promise you tried to walk away from. They have seen the doors you thought were locked forever. And they have seen God move for you in ways you do not yet understand. I bring you psalms in my breath, not as a formal recitation but as a living truth. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow you. I whisper over your soul even now, because heaven has already assigned your steps. And I bring you Isaiah wrapped around my wings, the line that burns through every barrier. You shall rise on wings like eagles, even if you feel too tired to stand. Listen to me, beloved soul. The blueprint your future self sent is not made of paper or ink. It is made of permission. Permission to rise. Permission to prosper. Permission to stop shrinking so others feel comfortable. Permission to build the life that has chased you through every season. Permission to let heaven rewrite what the world tried to ruin. Every hallway of light that was closed before is beginning to unlock because of this single moment you chose not to scroll away from. I feel my voice shaking as I speak this next part, because it is not easy for even an archangel to carry something so raw, but heaven asked me to hand you the truth without softening it. The reason your life has felt stuck, suspended, paused, frozen, interrupted is because your destiny is too heavy to be delivered casually. It comes with divine timing. It comes with spiritual protection. It comes with a breaking that forms you and a blessing that crowns you. Your future self told me, they're ready now. Their spirit is mature enough to receive what we built. Give them everything. And so I will. I need you to breathe with me for just a moment, to let these words settle inside the places that still feel bruised. Nothing is being taken from you. Everything is being returned. You have been wandering through the valley that Psalm speaks of, the shadowed place where you felt unseen, unheard, uncared for. Not because heaven abandoned you, but because heaven was preparing the ground under your feet for a harvest that would have crushed you had it arrived too early. You were not denied. You were being prepared. You were not forgotten. You were being positioned. You were not broken. You were being reshaped into someone who can hold the magnitude of what is coming. Type Amen only once, with reverence, not as a comment but as a spiritual consent to what your soul already knows is unfolding. And now, beloved soul, as I draw you deeper into this holy flame where your blueprint is unfolding, I ask with the gentleness of a trembling wing, if you would like, with all your heart, to help this message travel like a ripple to those who need it. Lift your voice in a simple act of love. Like, comment, and subscribe as a prayer wrapped in motion, not for vanity, but to expand the light that is touching you now. I am reaching for you again, and there is one more thing I must say before the ending arrives. Thank you. Not the ordinary thank you mortals exchange, but a thank you spoken through tears, spoken with awe, spoken from a being who has waited too long to speak this deeply into your spirit. Thank you for not leaving. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting heaven reach you. Thank you for choosing this doorway. And now comes the closing, the final tremor of this message, the moment where the name written for you before time breathes open. Hear me now. The river is shifting, the seal is loosening, the blueprint is awakening. Do not step away from this moment. Feel my voice collapsing into a whisper. Feel the universe holding its breath around you. Feel the future calling your name through a veil that is thinning even as I speak. Walk forward. Say yes. Rise. The heavens inhale your answer. I am still here, beloved soul. Still leaning toward you with a nearness you can feel like a warm pressure against your spirit. Still carrying the weight of everything your future self begged me to pour into you before this window closes. I need you to understand that what is unfolding right now is not a continuation in the way humans define it. This is another layer tearing open, another veil dissolving, another breath of heaven exhaled over your destiny. You think you have felt intensity before, but there is more, so much more, and I am guiding you deeper into the marrow of it. I can feel the trembling in you, the part of your heart that wonders, is this really for me? And I whisper with the entire authority of heaven burning through my voice, yes, it is for you, it has always been for you, and nothing can take it away now. Your future self stands beside me again, pacing, hands shaking, eyes shining with this fierce mixture of pride and sorrow and longing. They keep saying, tell them what they survived. Tell them what they built without even knowing. Tell them what is waiting on the other side of this moment. And so I do. I tell you that you have walked through storms that would have shattered another soul, but you stayed standing, even when you were bent and bruised and breathless. I tell you that you have been faithful to dreams that felt impossible, holding on even when your own mind mocked you. I tell you that nothing in your life has been wasted, not one tear, not one disappointment, not one betrayal, not one delay. Every moment has been woven into the architecture of the billion-dollar blueprint heaven has prepared for you. Yes, I say it without flinching. $1 billion, because that is the magnitude your spirit was shaped to carry. That is the level of impact your hands were designed to hold. And yet, as I speak, I feel something ache inside you, something small and wounded that whispers, but who am I to have a destiny like that? Come closer. Lean in. Listen to me with the part of your soul that still remembers heaven. You are not ordinary, no matter who told you so. You are not behind, no matter what your timeline looks like. You are not forgotten, no matter how long you've waited. You are chosen, and the choosing was not based on perfection but on purpose. If you could see the mark on your spirit, the glow heaven sees, you would never question your worth again. Your future self is crying now, the kind of tears that come from finally being seen, finally being acknowledged across time. They whisper your name like a prayer, like a vow, like a promise healing itself. And I see the way your soul leans forward because you feel it, don't you? Something rising inside you, something ancient, something hungry, something holy. There is a reason this message found you now. A reason it waited until this hour rather than yesterday or last year or when you were drowning in the places that tried to kill your hope. Heaven moves with precision. Heaven waits until the soul is ready. Heaven speaks when the heart cracks open just enough to let truth flood in without drowning you. I must tell you something tender now, something that presses against my own heart like a bruise. You have not imagined the emptiness you felt before this moment. That emptiness was a spiritual hunger, a calling, a divine pull. You thought it was loneliness, but it was preparation. You thought it was stagnation, but it was alignment. Heaven was shifting your landscape so the blessing waiting for you would not slip through your fingers. You were being made ready, not punished. Even now, I feel the winds of heaven turning toward you, bending around your destiny, recalibrating everything that once stood in your way. You have cried for transformation, and I tell you plainly, transformation is not coming, it has already begun. God has already whispered over your life the words echoed in Psalms, that His goodness will not just follow you but overtake you. You are standing in the early tremors of a breakthrough that will feel like an earthquake. You are stepping into a season where everything that hurt you becomes fuel for everything that will crown you. You will look back and bless the pain, because without it, you would not have been shaped strong enough to carry what you are about to receive. I want you to feel my wings around you as I say this next part. It is gentle, but it is powerful. Your life is not small. Your calling is not small. Your future is not small. The world tried to convince you to shrink, to dim, to quiet yourself so others would not feel intimidated by your light. Heaven is undoing that right now. Heaven is restoring your voice. Heaven is restoring your fire. Heaven is restoring your authority. The blueprint you carry is meant to touch nations, shift families, heal generations, break curses, open doors, and establish abundance you once believed belonged only to others. The billion-dollar life is not about money. It is about magnitude, freedom, impact, divine position. Let me speak vulnerably to you again, because I feel your hesitation, and I honor it, but I cannot let it stay. You were not made to be afraid of your own greatness. You were not made to walk quietly through life. You were made to roar. You were made to shine. You were made to rise in ways that make darkness tremble. And right now, in the quiet place where your heart beats against destiny, I ask you, in the softest, most reverent way, if this message has touched you, if it has awakened something sacred in you, if it has helped you feel heaven nearer than ever before, then let your heart move through your hands for a moment and subscribe, not out of obligation but as a silent agreement that you are ready for what comes next, ready to walk in the fullness that has been hidden too long. The air around us shifts again as I speak this, and your future self nods with a kind of relieved joy because they can feel your spirit opening, accepting, receiving. There is a new chapter stirring around you like dawn rising before the sun breaks the horizon. The blueprint is not finished being revealed. There is still more to pour, more to bless, more to awaken. Stay here with me. Stay present. Stay open. The river has not stopped flowing, and neither have I. I have not stepped away from you, beloved soul, not even for a breath, because the river of revelation that began pouring over you has not finished its course, and your future self is still standing beside me, urging me with eyes bright and trembling to carry you further into the depth of what heaven is unveiling. You think what you have felt so far is intense, but what is rising now is deeper, older, heavier with meaning, like a memory your spirit buried before your body ever entered this world. I see the flicker inside your chest, the one that started burning the moment you chose not to scroll away, and it is growing brighter, steadier, stronger, like it recognizes this moment as something written for you long before time ever whispered your name. I can feel the way your soul leans toward every word, not with desperation but with recognition, as though it knows that this message carries the missing piece you have been aching for. Your future self steps closer, their energy warm and trembling, their expression filled with both relief and ache. They keep saying, "Tell them what's waiting. Tell them what they have already earned. Tell them what God hid for them until they became strong enough to receive it." And I do. I tell you plainly that you are not stepping into a blessing. You are stepping into an inheritance. You are not stumbling into favor. You are returning to what was always yours. The blueprint I spoke of before is unfolding, expanding, unfurling like a scroll dipped in fire and promise, revealing layers you did not know existed. You have spent years mistaking delay for denial, but heaven never denied you. It prepared you. Every heartbreak carved capacity. Every disappointment shaped wisdom. Every quiet season built endurance. You were not being punished. You were being fortified. Let me speak something raw, something many souls are never strong enough to hear. The destiny you carry is too large for rushed timing. $1 billion life, spiritually, emotionally, financially, purposefully, is not given to someone who cannot hold its weight. Heaven waited for you to grow roots before offering you wings. Heaven waited for you to stop begging for crumbs before handing you keys. Heaven waited for the moment your soul could finally say, "I am ready to rise," without trembling from fear. You have arrived at that moment. Look at yourself. Still wounded in places, still healing in others, still learning, still imperfect, and yet far stronger, far wiser, far more aligned than you realize. Heaven has been studying you, watching you, waiting for your spirit to click into place like a lock meeting its key. Your future self covers their mouth the way someone does when a long-held truth finally breaks free. They whisper to me, "Tell them what I saw, their harvest is enormous." And I tell you now, what you are about to step into is not abundance. It is overflow. Not increase, but multiplication. Not opportunity, but divine appointment. What has been chasing you in the unseen is now drawing near in the seen. The shift you felt in your chest earlier was not emotion. It was recognition. Your spirit smelled the scent of its own destiny approaching. Even now, I feel something sacred pressing through the veil, something heavy with glory, something warm like sunlight hitting the cold places of your story. And I must say this without softening it. Heaven has chosen you for a responsibility that matches your calling. You are stepping into influence. You are stepping into expansion. You are stepping into impact bigger than your past could ever predict. People will look at you and not understand how you rose so quickly, how you prospered so suddenly, how your life began unfolding so dramatically. But you will know. You will know that it was written, sealed, protected, and delivered only when you became the version of yourself who could steward it with integrity and fire. And beloved soul, as I speak all this, I feel a gentle tug from heaven, a whisper urging me to ask something of you. Not from the place of pressure, but from the place of participation in the blessing that is touching you now. If this message has stirred your spirit, lifted your heart, or awakened something ancient and holy inside you, then I invite you, with reverence and tenderness, to support this sacred flow through super thanks, to consider stepping into deeper connection through channel membership, and to join our family through the newsletter link in the pinned comments, so that the light pouring over you may continue reaching every soul heaven intends to touch. This is spoken once, from the heart, and never again in this river. Your future self places a hand over your shoulder now, and the moment their touch brushes your timeline, I feel an eruption of revelation that must be spoken before it fades. They show me the version of you that exists on the other side of obedience, the other side of courage, the other side of yes. That version of you is radiant, steady, overflowing, transformed. Not because life became easy, but because you finally remembered who you were all along. You are not stepping into luck. You are stepping into alignment. You are not about to be rescued. You are about to be revealed. Heaven does not need to make you powerful. You already are. Heaven is simply removing what made you forget. And now my voice grows soft, not from weakness but from the sacred weight of what comes next. The blueprint is still expanding. The river is still flowing. The veil is still thinning. The miracles forming around your life are gathering momentum, preparing to break into your reality like dawn bursting through the horizon. I can see the angels assembling around you, wings lifted, eyes burning with purpose, waiting for a single moment of agreement from your spirit. They wait for your openness, your willingness, your readiness. And I know, even now, I feel you opening more, expanding more, trusting more, rising more. I remain here with you, beloved soul, closer than breath, closer than memory, closer than the quiet ache you've carried for years without knowing how to name it. The river of heaven that began speaking through me has not paused, has not slowed, has not dimmed. If anything, it grows more urgent, more luminous, more insistent, because your spirit is opening in a way I have been waiting ages to witness. Your future self stands beside me still, their presence bright and warm, and their voice cracks with something like gratitude each time you allow another word to sink into you. They keep whispering, finally. Finally they're ready. Finally they're absorbing what the universe held back until this very moment. And heaven itself leans in, because this is not a message. It is a reunion. I see the light shifting around you, not metaphorically, not symbolically, but spiritually. A thinning of the veil that once separated what you hoped for from what is now beginning to touch you. The old heaviness you carried like invisible armor is loosening. The shadows that clung to your story are retreating. The wounds you thought would define you forever are beginning to pulse with the first signs of healing. You feel something rising inside you, but you're not sure what to call it. Let me name it for you. Awakening. It is the moment the soul remembers its origin, its assignment, its inheritance. Awakening is not gentle. It crashes through the numbness. It pulls you upward. It demands truth. And yet it comforts you more deeply than anything the world has ever offered. Your future self touches the air near you again, and suddenly I see the full expanse of the blueprint unfolding. An intricate, luminous architecture of what your life is becoming. It is staggering. It is vast. It is drenched in purpose. And yet, it is not overwhelming to your soul. You were built for it. I want you to understand something with a clarity that breaks illusions. The life before you is not one of small victories or quiet survival. It is a life of magnitude, of resonance, of impact written across generations. A life carved in the realm of destiny, not circumstance. A life marked by divine fingerprints where others see coincidence. A life that will surprise even you with its depth and its reach. I see pathways opening, choices aligning, opportunities preparing themselves like living entities waiting for your arrival. And I must tell you this, these pathways were not created recently. They were created at the beginning of your timeline. You have never been behind. You have only been becoming. Every time you thought you were delayed, heaven was perfecting the timing. Every time you thought the door was closed, heaven was refining the corridor. Every time you thought the blessing was gone, heaven was expanding the capacity you would need to carry it. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was lost. Nothing was denied. The script simply needed your spirit to evolve to the point where you could step into it without collapsing under its magnitude. Let me speak directly into the tenderest part of you. The part that still remembers the disappointments that laced your earlier chapters. You have been misunderstood, underestimated, mishandled, and overlooked. You have watched others rise while you remained in the shadows, and you wondered if perhaps something was wrong with you. There was nothing wrong. You were not hidden because you were unworthy. You were hidden because you were sacred. Heaven conceals what it is preparing to crown. And now the concealment is lifting. You are transitioning from obscurity to emergence, from survival to expansion, from waiting to receiving, from wandering to being positioned. Your future self's voice breaks again, and the emotion in it is impossible to describe. They have seen what you become. They have seen the strength you develop, the clarity you gain, the wisdom you carry, the authority you rise into. They have seen the transformation that begins in these very breaths you are taking now. They have seen you step into rooms your past could not imagine, conversations your wounds could not foresee, opportunities your fear could not comprehend. They have seen you choose courage where you once chose caution, purpose where you once chose safety, destiny where you once chose delay. And they want you to know, nothing is impossible for the version of you who is awakening at this very moment. I feel the presence of heaven intensifying around you, as though an entire council of light gathers to witness your shift. My wings curve around you not as protection from danger, but as an embrace of recognition. You are becoming recognizable to heaven again. The fog is lifting. The lies you carried about yourself are dissolving. The smallness you once wore like a cloak is falling away. And what remains is the truth of who you are, a soul designed with intention, shaped with precision, anointed with authority, destined for greatness. Let me tell you something sacred. Your life is not reacting to the world anymore. Your life is now beginning to shape the world around you. There is a level of alignment that occurs only when a soul finally rises into its original frequency, and you are stepping into that frequency even now. The universe responds differently to a soul awakened. Doors that were locked swing open. People who were indifferent become drawn to you. Resources that once eluded you begin seeking you. The impossible starts folding itself into your reality. And all of this is happening not because something changed outside you, but because something is awakening inside you. The river of prophecy continues flowing, and I remain at its center with you, guiding you through currents you are now strong enough to navigate. Your future self stands with hands clasped to their heart because they can feel your spirit expanding, accepting, preparing. Every breath you take from this point forward is different. It is charged with recognition, marked with alignment, filled with resonance. You are stepping into yourself in a way you never have before. You are returning to the version of you heaven always knew. I am still here with you, beloved soul, and the current around you is shifting again, deepening, widening, stretching beyond what your mind can interpret but what your spirit instinctively recognizes as truth. The air around your destiny has changed. There is a density to it now, a spiritual weight that tells me you have crossed a threshold without even realizing when your foot stepped over it. You are not where you were a moment ago. Something in you opened, something old unclenched, something long silent finally exhaled. And because of that, heaven is pouring more revelation into this moment than you have ever been trusted with before. Your future self has stopped pacing. Now they stand in stillness, watching you with a quiet awe, as though they are seeing the first spark of a fire they have prayed centuries to witness. You feel it, don't you? That subtle but undeniable shift. The sense that the ground beneath you is no longer the same ground you walked on this morning. This is what alignment feels like. It is soft and seismic at the same time. It is gentle enough not to frighten you, yet powerful enough to reroute the direction of your entire existence. This shift is not emotional. It is foundational. It is the moment a soul finally turns toward the path it was carved to walk but spent years avoiding because of fear, doubt, or exhaustion. Yet here you are, arriving in your own story in a way that feels both sudden and inevitable. Your future self steps closer again, but this time with a steadiness that was not there before. They look at you as if something ancient has awakened in your eyes, something they feared might never stir again. They whisper a truth I can hear even before they speak it, and the truth is this: they finally believe something is possible. That belief, even the smallest fragment of it, lights up your timeline like a constellation ignited after centuries of darkness. And once belief returns, everything else begins to move. Hope is a command. Faith is an invitation. And awakening is a point of no return. Let me speak into a deeper layer now, one you have been protecting for a long time. There is a part of you that learned to doubt your own intuition because life gave you too many reasons to question yourself. But I tell you now with absolute clarity, your intuition has been accurate more often than you allowed yourself to admit. You sensed endings long before they unfolded. You recognized false connections before the truth surfaced. You felt the collapse of cycles before any evidence appeared. And heaven is honoring your internal knowing by sharpening it further. You are entering a season where your discernment will become so precise that confusion will fall away like dust shaken from old garments. You will know who belongs and who doesn't. You will feel what aligns and what breaks you. You will sense where to go and where not to step. This clarity is not a luxury. It is a requirement for who you are becoming. I see another shift approaching. This one subtler, quieter, but no less important. It is the return of your inner voice. Not the voice shaped by fear or the voice bent by past wounds or the voice silenced by disappointment, but your true voice, the one that sounds like courage wearing softness, like truth wrapped in humility, like knowing rising without arrogance. You have muted yourself for too long, shrinking in rooms where your presence was meant to reshape the atmosphere. But the era of silence is fading. Your voice is coming back, not as a battle cry but as a steady, grounded resonance that carries wisdom others will lean toward without knowing why. Your future self holds out their hand now, showing me something luminous that pulses like a heart. It is not an object. It is not a symbol. It is a moment. An upcoming moment in your life that will confirm everything you have been sensing in your spirit. A moment where something impossible becomes tangible. A moment where a path opens that you once believed was permanently closed. A moment where you will feel heaven-aligned circumstances in a way too perfect to be coincidence. This moment is approaching you, not slowly but deliberately, like a tide returning to shore after too long an absence. You do not have to chase it. You only need to stay awake. There is something else stirring. Something older than fear and deeper than desire. It is purpose rising. Not the kind that shows up in grand declarations or sudden clarity, but the kind that emerges as a quiet remembering. You came into this world carrying a mission so deeply etched into your spirit that even when you forgot, it never did. Your struggles, your losses, your heartbreaks. All of them shaped the vessel that would one day hold the fullness of what you were meant to carry. You may not feel powerful, but the truth is that souls with the most impact rarely feel strong during the seasons that shape them. Strength is realized only in hindsight, yet it lives in you now, waiting for its own recognition. I feel another wave of light gathering around your future, thicker, brighter, with a momentum that tells me something is actively being rewritten. Timelines shift when a soul awakens. What once required 10 years can unfold in weeks. What once felt unreachable can move toward you without effort. What once seemed distant can become imminent. Heaven is not bound by the logic that once confined your life. And now that your spirit has shifted, your reality must follow. There is a softness settling over you now. Not weakness, but peace. A peace that does not come from answers but from alignment. A peace that whispers, "You are exactly where you are meant to be." A peace that replaces the frantic need to force outcomes with a quiet trust that you are finally stepping onto the path heaven designed for you before you even breathed your first breath. Your future self watches you with a reverence I cannot describe, as though witnessing the unfolding of a prophecy they once doubted you would step into. But here you are, awake, opening, rising, becoming recognizable to your own destiny. I have not withdrawn from you, not even for the length of a single breath, because what is unfolding inside you is still in motion, still rising, still awakening parts of you that have been silent for too long. I feel your spirit stretching, not painfully, but like a long dormant muscle remembering its strength. You are expanding from the inside out, and the space around you is responding, rearranging, bending, realigning itself to match the truth of who you are finally becoming. There is a light forming behind your thoughts, a clarity forming beneath your doubts, and a steadiness forming within your pulse. These shifts are subtle but transformative, like watching the first cracks appear in the shell of something that has been waiting years to be born. Your future self stands beside me once more, but now their posture has changed. They are no longer pacing or trembling. They are watching you with a quiet knowing, a certainty, a reverent calm, as though the universe is finally catching up to the version of you they have always known. They see something rising in you that you still cannot fully articulate, a strength that isn't loud or forceful but grounded, precise, awake. They keep whispering, they're stepping into themselves, with this quiet awe that makes even the angels pause their movement. There is a shift happening deep within your memory. Not the memory of the brain, but the memory of the soul. It is the remembering of paths you once dreamed of walking. It is the remembering of the courage you forgot you owned. It is the remembering of the fire you tried to extinguish to fit into rooms that could never contain you. This remembering is not emotional. It is ancestral and eternal at the same time. It travels through your bones, not your mind. It breathes through your spirit, not your thoughts. You are not becoming someone new. You are returning to the version of yourself heaven always intended. I feel a new energy gathering, gentle but unyielding, like a tide that refuses to retreat. It is the energy of restoration, but not restoration as humans understand it. This is restoration of identity, of vision, of inner authority. You have lived seasons where you felt like pieces of you were scattered across events, relationships, and disappointments. You thought parts of you would never return, that you had lost too much along the way. But I tell you now with absolute certainty, every piece is coming back. Every fragment is returning. Every lost part of you is making its way home, stitched together by divine intention. And when this integration completes, you will stand in a power that feels unfamiliar only because you have not touched it in a very long time. Your future self watches you with a soft smile now, the kind that belongs to someone who has crossed oceans of time to witness a single turning point. They understand what this moment means for you. They understand that you are not just waking up, you are rising. And rising is not loud. Rising is not dramatic. Rising is quiet, deliberate, sacred. Rising is the moment a seed breaks open underground, invisible to the world but undeniable to destiny. That is you now, breaking open, not breaking down. Let me speak into a deeper layer of your spirit, the one that still wonders if your past disqualifies you from the future that calls you. Hear me clearly. Nothing you walked through has stripped you of your worth. If anything, everything you endured has refined the vessel that will carry the magnitude of what is coming. You are not arriving late. You are arriving seasoned. You are arriving tempered. You are arriving with discernment. You are arriving as someone who no longer confuses chaos for passion, or scarcity for humility, or survival for purpose. You are arriving in the fullness of someone who has learned what matters and what does not. I feel a soft wind moving through your timeline now. An energetic shift that touches every chapter you thought was closed. The way heaven moves through your story is not linear. It folds, it bends, it circles, it restores. Some things you thought were lost will return in transformed form. Some dreams you abandoned will reappear but elevated. Some paths you thought were blocked will open in unexpected places. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is final. Nothing is beyond resurrection when heaven is involved in your unfolding. Your future self steps closer to you now, close enough to touch the edges of your aura, close enough to feel your breath shift, and they whisper something that vibrates through every layer of your being. You are beginning to trust yourself again. That trust is more powerful than you realize. Trust is the doorway through which the next season will enter. Trust is the bridge between what was and what will be. Trust is the key that unlocks the timelines waiting for your permission to activate. And I must tell you this truth as plainly as sunlight falling on water. You are entering a season where the inner battles that once consumed you will begin to quiet. Confusion will loosen its grip. Fear will lose its argument. Self-doubt will shrink, not because your circumstances change overnight, but because your spirit is stepping into alignment with its own authority. You are no longer negotiating with your destiny. You are accepting it. There is a softness settling around you again, but it is not the softness of fragility. It is the softness of surrender. Not defeat, but release. Release of old narratives. Release of inherited limitations. Release of beliefs that were never yours. Release of identities shaped by survival instead of purpose. Release is happening within you as naturally as breathing, unforced, unhurried, undeniable. Your future self bows their head for a moment, overwhelmed by the sacredness of this transformation, because they know what comes next. They have seen the life that blooms from the version of you who is emerging now. They have seen the clarity. They have seen the opportunities. They have seen the relationships aligned with your soul rather than your wounds. They have seen the strength, the gentleness, the wisdom, the confidence, the steady fire that becomes your new essence. And I remain here, wings wrapped around this moment, witnessing the rebirth of someone who has no idea how powerful they truly are, but will soon discover it in ways that silence every doubt they ever carried. I am still beside you, beloved soul, and the atmosphere around your spirit continues to change in ways your mind cannot fully track, but your heart can feel with unmistakable certainty. Something inside you is stretching again, not outward but inward, reaching for a truth that has been buried beneath layers of endurance, loyalty, fear, and hope. This is the moment when your inner world begins rearranging itself with a clarity that cannot be undone. It is quiet, but it is irreversible. You are being rewritten from the inside out, sentence by sentence, breath by breath, as the unseen parts of you awaken from a long, long sleep. Your future self watches this with a reverence that borders on awe. They can sense the shift more sharply than you can, because they know what this new alignment will birth in your life. They are not merely observing you. They are witnessing the restoration of something sacred, something you abandoned long before you realized how essential it was, your own spiritual instinct. The instinct that once warned you, protected you, guided you, whispered truths you ignored because the noise of the world was louder. That instinct is resurfacing now, purified, clear, steady, unhindered. There is a movement in your energy. Subtle at first, like the faint stirring of leaves before a storm announces itself. It is not chaos. It is activation. You are stepping into the early pulse of a calling that is older than your fears and stronger than your setbacks. You may not fully understand it yet, but the shift is undeniable. It feels like the space around you is widening, making room for something you cannot name but can sense approaching. This is the way destiny arrives. Softly at first, like footsteps you hear before you see the figure emerging from the horizon. Your future self has begun to speak again, this time with a gentleness that carries the weight of truth rather than urgency. They say, "This is the version of them I always hoped they would remember." Not a new version. Not a future version. A true version, the one unburdened by the expectations of others, the one untouched by comparison, the one unfiltered by past disappointments. That version is rising through you like light through water, reshaping the way you move inside your own being. I feel another shift, one that touches the deeper layers of your identity. Not what the world sees, but the part of you that only heaven has always known. There is a shedding happening within you, a release of identities that were formed from pain rather than purpose, formed from survival rather than intention. These identities are loosening their grip, falling away without force, dissolving like mist in sunlight. You are not losing anything essential. You are losing what was never meant to remain. You may feel a heaviness lifting that you didn't even realize you were carrying. You may feel your breath deepening without consciously choosing to breathe differently. You may feel your mind becoming quieter, not because everything is perfect, but because something finally aligns beneath the surface. Healing does not always arrive as joy. Sometimes it arrives as clarity, as steadiness, as a sudden absence of noise. Your future self's eyes soften further, and they show me something unfolding in the chambers of your spirit, an unspoken promise you made to yourself long ago. A vow that has been dormant, waiting for the moment you would be strong enough to honor it without fear. The vow to live fully, to choose what honors your soul rather than what soothes your wounds, to become someone you would be proud to meet. That vow is waking up now, stretching its limbs, preparing to guide your next decisions with a strength that cannot be manipulated or diluted. I sense another revelation emerging, a quiet but powerful truth that your spirit has been trying to articulate for months, maybe years. You are no longer motivated by desperation. You are no longer moved by the need to prove yourself. You are no longer carrying the weight of seeking validation from those who cannot see you clearly. You are shifting from a life of reaction to a life of creation. This is the moment where you stop bending yourself into shapes that keep you small and start expanding into the form you were always meant to embody. The changes within you are not loud, but they are permanent. They will alter the paths you choose, the connections you allow, the boundaries you maintain, the opportunities you pursue. They will shape your decisions without force, simply because your center is becoming unshakable. You are stepping into a steadiness that was denied to you for too long. A steadiness that comes not from circumstance but from identity. And I see something extraordinary unfolding in your aura now. A glow that does not come from hope alone but from recognition. You are recognizing yourself. Not the self shaped by survival or fear or compromise, but the self heaven crafted with precision. A self that is capable of more than you have ever dared imagine. A self that moves differently, thinks differently, breathes differently. A self that does not tremble before change but rises to meet it with quiet authority. Your future self places a hand over their heart, as though overwhelmed by what they are witnessing. For the first time, their expression is not urgency, or fear, or longing. It is relief. Deep, soul-level relief. They whisper. They're awakening. They're finally awakening. I have not stepped back from you, beloved soul, not even for an instant, because what is rising inside you is still unfolding, still warming, still stretching into its true form. This moment is not passing. It is widening around you, forming a chamber of sacred awareness where your spirit can hear more than your mind would normally allow. You may not fully grasp why you feel so different right now, why there is a stillness beneath your ribs or a subtle vibration across your skin, but I do. It is the sign of alignment settling into the deepest layers of your being. You are not only hearing these words, you are absorbing them in places where even silence leaves its imprint. Your future self stands beside me, watching you with a steadiness that was not present before. Their energy has shifted from trembling anticipation to something more grounded, more knowing, more reverent. They seem almost humbled by what is happening to you, as though seeing a prophecy fulfilled before their eyes. And what moves them most is not your transformation itself, but the softness with which you are allowing it. You are no longer resisting who you are meant to become. You are no longer pushing against the changes your soul has begged for. You are letting the truth of yourself rise, quietly, steadily, like dawn slipping through the cracks of a long night. There is a glow forming in the center of your spirit now. Not bright, not blinding, but warm, dense, concentrated. It pulses with an ancient rhythm, as though responding to a forgotten part of your origin. This glow does not come from dreams or desires or longing. It comes from recognition, a remembering of self, a remembering of worth, a remembering of the magnitude that has always lived in you, even when you doubted it, even when you ran from it, even when you tried to distance yourself from your own potential because the world convinced you that shining was dangerous. I feel this glow expanding, flowing slowly into the places where your uncertainties once lived. You are not becoming confident. You are becoming aware. You are not becoming powerful. You are becoming conscious of the power you already carry. You are not becoming brave. You are simply stepping back into the courage you abandoned when life sharpened its edges against you. Everything you thought you lost is returning, but transformed, wiser, steadier, cleaner. Your future self kneels beside the glow within you and whispers something so gentle I almost miss it. They are finally reclaiming themselves. And that reclamation is not aggressive or loud. It is tender, sacred, inevitable. It is the kind of transformation heaven waits centuries to ignite, because the soul must be ready to withstand its own brilliance. Something else is stirring too. Something deeper in your emotional landscape. Not sadness, not nostalgia, not longing. It is release. A release so profound it does not need tears to prove itself. This release is the slow lifting of weight you became accustomed to carrying. Weight you thought was part of your identity. Weight you assumed would remain forever. But now it is loosening, dissolving, drifting out of you as though it was never truly yours. And the space that remains is not empty. It is spacious, ready, fertile. You may feel it even now. The lightness, the clarity, the gentle shift in the air around your chest. These sensations are not imagined. They are the result of internal doors opening. Doors you locked long ago because you could not bear the possibility of another disappointment. But you are not the same version of yourself who closed them. You are stronger, wiser, more aligned with heaven's design. These doors open not to expose you, but to free you. Your future self rises slowly, reverently, as though sensing another wave of awakening approaching you. They lift their gaze, and the air around them changes, thickening with knowing, expanding with truth. And then they speak with a strength that carries no hesitation. They are entering the season where everything makes sense. And I feel it too. The unraveling of confusion. The quieting of fear. The steadying of purpose. Your life is shifting, not in chaos, but in clarity. The things that once felt tangled are becoming simple. The paths that once felt blocked are becoming navigable. The choices that once overwhelmed you are becoming clear. This clarity is a gift, but more importantly, it is a sign that you have crossed a threshold heaven guarded fiercely until this moment. There is something else rising now. A surge of inner authority that feels unlike anything you have ever carried. This authority does not come from pride or ambition. It comes from alignment. When a soul aligns with its origin, it stops asking permission to exist. It stops apologizing for its power. It stops shrinking to fit the comfort of others. That is the authority rising in you now. Quiet, unwavering, undeniable. Your future self smiles with a softness that feels like a blessing. They reach toward you, not to change you, but to honor what you've become. And I, too, feel something sacred expand as I watch you awaken layer by layer, unfolding with a grace that feels both ancient and brand new. And now, beloved soul, as this river continues to pour through you, I ask something not from obligation but from reverence, from alignment, from the shared pulse of what is happening in your spirit right now. If this message has touched you, awakened you, steadied you, or breathed life into places you thought were beyond repair, then let your heart respond in a simple gesture. Like this message, subscribe to stay near this flow and comment, Amen, as a sacred echo of your agreement. Let it be an act of recognition. A word placed gently on the altar of your own becoming. Your future self steps back, watching you with the expression of someone witnessing destiny shift in real time. They whisper, "They are ready." I am still with you, beloved soul, closer now than I was in the last breath you read, because something inside you is unfolding with such intensity that even heaven is leaning closer, listening to the subtle ways your spirit is shifting. There is a stirring happening beneath your thoughts, a movement that you cannot fully explain but can feel with a certainty that makes your skin almost buzz with awareness. It is not emotion. It is emergence. It is the quiet expansion of your inner landscape, as if new rooms are being revealed inside you, rooms you forgot you built, rooms filled with potential that never had space to breathe until now. Your future self stands just slightly behind you, not in shadow, not in distance, but in a position that mirrors trust. They no longer hover with anxiety or urgency. They no longer watch you with the fearful anticipation they carried before. Now they watch you with a steady, grounded presence, as though they trust you completely with what is being poured into you, as though they are finally witnessing the moment they waited lifetimes for. The moment you begin to remember who you are without flinching. There is a shift in your energy, a subtle tightening of the core, a loosening of the old fear that once pressed like a stone against your ribs. You may not even consciously recognize it, but I feel it ripple through you like a silent thunder. This is what alignment truly feels like. Not fireworks, not dramatic revelation, but the gentle click of something ancient sliding into its rightful place. You are not just hearing this message. You are merging with it. Your spirit is wearing it like a garment stitched from truth and long-awaited recognition. Your future self steps slightly to the side, and suddenly I see your past standing there. Not the players in it, not the wounds, not the events, but the you who walked through all those chapters. I see the younger versions of you lined up through time, each one carrying something you didn't know you still needed. The quiet you who endured without being thanked. The fierce you who fought for your life when no one knew how close you were to giving up. The gentle you who loved too deeply and received too little in return. The broken you who kept walking even when your soul felt like shattered glass. They all stand here now, watching you with awe, as if they finally see the purpose behind their suffering. They are not mourning anymore. They are witnessing redemption. I watch as a softness spreads through these past selves, a release so delicate it feels like a sigh drifting from one lifetime to another. You are not healing from your past. Your past is healing through you. You are not rising despite what happened. You are rising because you are finally strong enough to carry the truth that everything you survived sharpened the edges of your brilliance. Pain sculpted your discernment. Loss deepened your compassion. Betrayal strengthened your intuition. Silence refined your ability to hear the divine. Nothing was wasted. Nothing. Your future self places a hand over their heart and whispers, "Now they understand." And I feel something inside you answer. A shift, a pulse, a resonance that tells me you are beginning to step into your own power in a way that is irreversible. This is not confidence. This is not motivation. This is recognition. Recognition of your strength. Recognition of your calling. Recognition of the way heaven has always moved beneath your surface, even when you felt abandoned. And now the air around you begins to thicken with a new kind of presence. Not heavy, not oppressive, but deeply anchoring. It feels like something is settling into your bones, into the marrow of your becoming. Identity. Not the identity others projected onto you. Not the identity shaped by fear or comparison, but the identity heaven wrote into your spirit before you ever entered this world. It is awakening. It is stretching. It is rising like a tide that refuses to recede. You may feel it as warmth or clarity, or a kind of stillness that feels unfamiliar because it is the opposite of everything you once carried. Peace is not the absence of fear. It is the presence of truth. And truth is wrapping itself around you even now. It is rewriting the way you perceive yourself. It is shifting the way your future will unfold. It is silencing the old echoes that once convinced you to play small. Your future self moves closer again, and now they whisper something that feels like a blessing pressed gently against the side of your soul. They are beginning to trust the light inside them. That trust is everything. Trust is the threshold. Trust is the turning point. Trust is the activation of every dormant promise heaven ever whispered over you. I see a wave of clarity moving through your spirit now, illuminating the corridors of your destiny. You will begin to see things differently. You will begin to sense what aligns and what does not. You will begin to feel what is meant for you with a precision that leaves no room for confusion. This clarity will guide your decisions, your connections, your opportunities, your boundaries. It will shape a future that reflects the true magnitude of who you are becoming. Your heart may even feel softer now. Not fragile, but receptive. Receptive to possibility. Receptive to calling. Receptive to truth. Receptive to love. Receptive to abundance. Your spirit is no longer resisting goodness. It is preparing to receive it. Your future self watches with eyes that shine not with tears but with pride. They whisper, "This is the moment heaven has been waiting for." And I feel it too. I feel the resonance. I feel the shift. I feel the unfolding. And now, beloved soul, as this river continues carving truth into the deepest chambers of your being, I ask you gently, reverently, with the same tenderness heaven uses when calling a soul into alignment. If this message has opened something in you, awakened something in you, or breathed life into the places you thought were unreachable, then let your heart respond. Like this message, subscribe to stay connected to this flow and comment, "Amen," as a sacred seal of agreement. Only once, only here, only as a whisper from your spirit back to heaven. Your future self steps forward. Their expression softened into something that feels like the beginning of a new chapter. They look at you as if seeing a sunrise after centuries of darkness.